What's up, everybody? On this week of HiveTime, we're going to interview a couple of crew members, Mocha and Sunny, and we're going to go over some online safety tips and online resources that you can use for best practices. Stay tuned.
A beep beep, you, a doop doop. A beep beep, you.
What's up, everybody? Akellz coming at you. Last week's episode of HiveTime, we focused on being creative. You heard a spoken word poem from our crew member, Curls, and you also noticed that you can create using all the inspiration around you, whether it's a drawing, a poem, a song, all of that good stuff. Now, this week we wanted to really focus and dial in on something that's around you all the time that we need to think about navigating, which is the internet. You know, we go to it for so many different things, whether it's schoolwork, entertainment, just a lot of daily needs, and we want to be able to figure out the best practices we could put into play in order to stay protected and safe. Now, before we get into that, we actually have an online checklist, and we're going to have my good friend Mia go ahead and describe it to you. Take it away, Mia.
That's right, we're focusing on our Be Kind cyber skills. Now more than ever, you may need some assistance in navigating through the internet. Whether you're on TikTok or finishing up schoolwork, the internet is like one big body of water, and it brings a variety of different situations that you may come across. Which brings me to our cyber skills online checklist, a list of 5 skills that serve as stepping stones when you're making safe and kind choices online. Now, we understand that this won't solve every problem on the internet, but we believe it's a great start, especially since a lot of our work or things that we do every single day are now changed to digital platforms. 2 important skills on the online checklist that I believe we can all practice during our current situation are backspace and Control-Alt-Delete. Backspace means you know when it's a good time to unplug from your electronic devices, so that you can then realize that there's a great big world out there, and it doesn't just live in your tablet, phone, or laptop. One way I like to practice this is I like to make sure I put my phone as far away from me before I go to bed, to make sure it's not the last thing I look at before falling asleep, and it helps me get the best rest possible. And Control-Alt-Delete. It's not just a key command on your keyboard. No. We're talking about taking control of your actions to find alternate decisions to help delete the chance of negativity online. We understand that our social media feeds and the internet may seem like this big, scary place where negativity lives. But we want you to know that you have the power, you have the choice to make a positive change online. And when you do that, it's contagious to everybody around you. Now, those are 2 important parts from our online checklist. Now let's talk about safety. We actually got on a Zoom call with some of our Be Kind crew members, and they've got some safety tips to share with you when going online. Let's check it out.
All right, everybody. So like I said before, this episode of HiveTime, we're focusing on online safety tips. If you guys don't already know, the FBI released a COVID-19 safety warning for uptick in internet usage. Now, with everything being reliant on the internet now, whether it's educational, leisure, entertainment, what have you, we need to make sure that we put into place best practices to protect ourselves from online negativity as well as online predators. And to help us through this journey, I have my good friends from the Be Kind crew, Mocha and Sunny. So to get us started with this interview, Mocha, can you start us off with one of the online tips that you carry in your back pocket?
Yeah, one of the tips and one of the things I like to remember is to never share my personal information online with anybody.
Yeah, so this is super important. The basic rule of thumb. The internet is vast, and you can get into contact with a lot of people that are unfamiliar or that are strangers. And you want to keep your identity protected, your location protected. You just want to keep this stuff safe and only share it with people that you are super familiar with, like a parent, a guardian, maybe a close relative, but you just want to make sure that you are cautious of who you share it with and just kind of really protect that, keep it close. So thanks again, Mocha. Hey, Sunny, what kind of tips did you have for us?
Yeah, so I have one. So if you see any sort of suspicious activity online, just know that there is someone that you can go to.
Yes, so absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that. So there's a study that says that at least 50% of students, around that number, they don't report it to an adult when they come across that kind of behavior or if they have that kind of experience. And, it's super important to know that you can have somebody to go to inform, because when you do that, it protects you and it can also protect others that may experience that in the future. So thanks again, Sunny. Hey, Mocha, did you have another one?
Yeah, and it's going off of what you said. Just be a cyber shield for others online. So if you see someone being targeted or bullied online, just speak up and let them know that they're not alone.
Fact. So yeah, going off of like what you said, Sunny, and then Mocha with that addition, it's super important to know that you're not alone in that experience. Sometimes people can, come across these experiences online or have a situation where they feel like they're the only one going through that, but it's more common than people think. And you guys have been in several assemblies with me, when we have students in an auditorium or a gym or what have you, to raise their hand if they've ever experienced online negativity. Pretty much the whole room raises their hand. So it's definitely super common, and we want to make sure that we protect each other and speak up for one another. So thank you so much for that. Hey, Sunny, did you have one more?
I do. So it's important to remember that every student, every person has a voice. And it's important to remember that we have to use that voice in a positive and kind way, so that way we can have a great online experience.
Exactly. So, we always have this saying that you just got to be kind online, put the pledge into action wherever we go, especially online. And we ask people to think before their post. So is it adding value to people? Is it motivational, inspirational? Is it uplifting somebody's day? And if it's not doing those things, what is it doing? What purpose is it serving? So it's cool to keep in touch with people, but we got to realize the kind of vibe that we're portraying. So again, when we're asking people to raise their hands with experience online negativity, are we going to reduce those numbers, or are we going to be a part of the problem and increase them? So we really got to be aware and keep the bigger picture in mind. So for everybody that's out there watching, these are general tips, things that you may already know, but it's really about the approach. If we're going to be using these things a lot more, we want to make sure that we're helping to make the world better and make our environment better than to take away from it. So thank you again, Sunny. Thank you again, Mocha. I hope to see you guys up close real soon. But let's stay connected via the interwebs. So everybody take care and have a good one.
Thank you so much, Mocha and Sunny, for hopping on a call with us to share those safety tips. I know they're going to be useful for everybody navigating through the internet right now. And that about wraps it up. Episode 5 of Be Kind HiveTime. We have had a blast sharing with you all. We hope you are enjoying it as well. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you can be in the know with what we've got next. We hope you're staying safe, we hope you're staying kind, and we will see you next time. Bye!
A do love a beep you. A do love a beep you.